at this port helping Wyatt, and because of safety, they made us buy these help. Yeah, help. They made us buy these vests for $10 each.
Guess who's back?
All right, so they said go over here and look for it. If we can see it, we can go drive it around, stop over there. If we don't stop over there, they'll send the police after us. So I have to go find it, and then I have to give them this. But they said if we can't visibly spot it, then bring the paperwork down there, and they'll go hunt it down.
Okay.
So
let's go hunting.
Leave my car there.
Yeah, I guess so. So now we're just instructed to search for this car.
Just keep looking, looking.
And there's just a billion cars, so searching has not yielded any results. They told us to go look for it, but like you can't enter. I can't find an entrance to here, and it's 1,000 cars in every direction.
You get lucky if it's on the end.
And it's tiny. It's super small. Yeah. So we're just gonna go ask for help.
Okay, that's there.
So why were we at a port?
For support
Support?
in moving a vehicle.
Yeah, you had to go to the port to pick up something.
I did.
It's
this.
It's that, whatever that is.
Sticker bombed Japanese shitbox. I like it.
What is it?
It's a 97 Toyota Glanza V, which is a EP91 or the end version of a Starlet GT. So it's a little turbo 1.3 liter hatchback. This one's a factory LSD car too, so that should be fun. AC works, check. Power steering works, check.
Already found that out.
Started just fine after being on a boat for a month and some change.
Straps are still on?
Straps are on,
Yeah.
I think, I assume. I checked them. I would check them.
Spoover check.
Check.
Spoover strap.
Power retracting driver's side mirror check works. As I found out on accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of works.
It's quite a thing.
Yeah.
I'll show you more in a little bit and maybe talk a little bit more about how the process works. But right now we need to wash our hands.
Yeah, we need to go to Chick-fil-A
and get some chicken.
So we got the dip.
Literally, we're gonna dip in the.
We're gonna be dipping.
Okay, that's
some chicken butter.
Okay.
The next day.
So sorry about this. It's a little bright out here, and this Glanza's just kind of sitting straight in the sun. But I figure we will look at it and talk about what we got. It is a 97 Toyota Starlet Glanza V. Got some lovely stickers from somebody in Japan that was very clearly a fan of skateboarding, which is cool. Good on you. Hope you never broke any bones. This is a 4E powered factory LSD car, so 1.3 liter turbo 4-cylinder. Same thing as the older Starlet GTs, just a little more 90s looking, a little rounder. I love it. I used to play this car all the time on Gran Turismo games. I thought it was funny looking. It was always easy to mod on there. And then my buddy Chase, as you well know, had a Toyota Tercel that had a 4E swap, which is the same thing as what's in this car from the factory. So this is about a 2,000 pound car. Disc brakes all around. It still has factory exhaust on it. It is very, very quiet. Everything kind of works on it. It's got AC, it's got heat. Soon it will have a radio. Soon it will have everything needed to enjoy. But yeah, now that we have kind of a basic overview of what it looks like on the outside, here is the not driver's side. This is the passenger side. I keep finding myself walking over here to get in it. It's pretty clean. All the interior plastics and stuff are decent. It has this lovely Recaro on the passenger side, which is a freaking bummer. I love these seats, but my passenger will get the nice one, I guess, as it has a kind of the cheap spec driver's seat in it for some reason or other. I'm assuming somebody swapped it because it's also missing this critical thing here, which is a seatbelt buckle. So I get to source one of those and put it in the car. It's got a pretty decent back seat. Seems to be comfortable. I don't know that anyone has ever sat back here, ever. It's got a pretty good sized trunk. Honestly, for a tiny ass hatchback, this thing is kind of roomy inside. There's the lovely ship that it came in on, the Hogue Target. Came out of the port of Kawasaki, Japan, came into Freeport, Texas. The seat, although ugly, is kind of comfortable. It's really quite pleasant. I think this is a knockoff Nardi. No clue what this horn button is, but it says original horn button. And then there's a ton of Japanese. I have no idea what it says, but 199,000 kilometers. We have, not that you can see that, that is a Blitz boost gauge. Funny story about this, I thought this was a Grady boost controller when I got in it, because I noticed it because I hit my knee on it. Car started right up, drove around, and then I went to turn it off, and car did not turn off. So I started digging around and finally realized it's a turbo timer. So I gotta click power to turn it off. We've got, I think this is the electronic toll card. A lot of Japanese cars, seems like they just pull the stereo out because there's absolutely no use for them. Over here, they operate on a different band. Let's see. Plug nut wrench. It's like a phone mount. Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool. I really like this thing. It's in really pretty decent shape, minus a few areas. It's got a few little bits of surface rust that I will go through here in a second. So, as you can see, we got 2-mode turbo, which actually is disabled for some reason. They just bypassed the boost controller, so I think it's kind of on low boost right now, but normally you'd click a button and it would only give you 5 psi versus the full 8 or 9 psi that it would give you in full SAS mode. Honk. So let's take a look in the engine bay as I work my way out of this thing. We have a hood scoop for the top mount intercooler. I'm going to be respraying this hood white because I don't really like the matte black look. It's got some sort of aftermarket top mount intercooler that I can only assume had a leak because it's covered in some form of epoxy. Again, 4EFT 1.3. AC works, power steering works. Fired right up off the ship, so I guess it didn't have any issues holding the charge. Has what looks like a split fire grounding cable system. There's a billion freaking ground cables that go everywhere. It's got this filter, which I really don't know anything about. It looks like a metallic element, so we'll probably change that to something less janky. Cusco coilovers. So it's got camber plates up front. The back is I think it's called a torsion bar. So it's a full, basically solid axle across the back. It's got coilovers without camber plates. Obviously can't do anything there. Factory radiator, fans, AC fan. Oh, we've got a Mitsuba Alpha horn. Kind of cool. It's kind of a happy little sound. But as far as wonky stuff, we've got area right here. It's hard to see, but it looks like somebody might have rolled this at some point or tapped the front end because there's a couple stress cracks here with a little bit of surface rust. A little bit on the leading edge there too. There's a couple stress cracks across the front. The whole front's plastic. We have some peeling paint, a couple little spots where the clear coat is kind of pulling up, and then we've got what I assume are a couple dings up here that resulted in a little bit of surface rust. All the lights and stuff work as far as I know. It had somebody deleted the rear windshield wiper for some reason, but it's in the trunk, basically by the spare tire, so we'll probably put that back on. Bummer is normally right there's a huge Glanza decal on each side, and then it says Glanza right there, and I think Starlet over here. So I need to order some reproduction decals because I really like those, honestly. A couple more bits of destroyed paint. It's kind of hard to see. A little nick there where there's some surface rust. Gonna order some Toyota Super White 2, which is the paint code for this car, and do some touch-ups here and there. Honestly, this car is pretty fun to drive so far. I've only driven it around the block a couple times. Made a couple 1-2 rips in it. Seems healthy. The motor is a little ticky, so I was doing a little bit of diagnosis, and it looks like something's rubbing in the lower timing cover, so I'm gonna pop that off in the next few days and do some basic maintenance on it. Change the oil, fix whatever's wonky in the lower timing cover, but let's start it up and see what it sounds like. Let's make sure we're out of gear. Gear shifts on the wrong side. That's super weird. Fires right up. I have an airbag light permanently. Oh, I guess no, it went away. I thought it was going to have one from this side because it would have had an airbag over here from the factory. It's hard to hear, but there's a little bit of tickiness over here. Otherwise, this is a very quiet setup. Honestly, this motor's pretty chill. It really is very, very quiet. Like, there's a little bit of exhaust noise, but it's pretty much all induction noise. Has the turbo inlets very close to the cab. Let's see if we can hear anything. A little bit. It's hard to see the boost gauge. It's a couple PSI, something like that.